Just like yesterday afternoon, Google dropped their latest edition of Firebase Studio, which actually Firebase Studio existed a little bit before, but they have totally stepped up the game. So I decided today we're going to do a hot take video. What's that? A hot take video is I am not practicing anything up front. We're going to figure it out as we go, but we're going to walk through step by step exactly how it performs and build an app live as we go with hopefully minimal editing. But if I do edit, I'll tell you where it messed up and I had to go back and do it over again. So here we are in Firebase. By the way, if you're interested in videos about how to build applications, how to create an AI automation agency, make sure you hit subscribe and the like, along with ring the bell so that you can be notified when new videos come out. Today, I'm going to just sort of go through the steps on Firebase, but I do have other videos and I'm making videos on how you can go through the process of not just using AI to develop the apps, but using AI to define what your application is, to make an app that is something people actually are going to want to use or that a company wants to pay for if you would like to develop those. To know that we've let Firebase build a landing page for us, which is admittedly very basic and very minimum viable, but we really saw what it did. Let's build out a web app. And I just looked real quickly on Upwork again, because I don't want to come up with my own ideas for an app. And here's what I found. I think it's interesting. We're going to see what happens. But what they're looking for is they want and I don't know that it's going to do all this, but maybe we'll get a prototype at least. It's an app that is an invite optional networking platform tailored for high level professionals and entrepreneurs and investors. Sort of cool. And then they're seeking a full stack developer to build out features like geo matching, private events, and personalized feeds. We're not going to get this app like in working order right now with Firebase, but let's see what it builds in the UI. Then they do go through the core features, and I like that because then I don't have to figure that stuff out. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to put, just like we did before, go back in Gemini. I'm going to tell Gemini to create a PRD based on that description that we just copied and pasted from the Upwork listing. And as we go through here, it's going to build it out. It's going to do the work and came up with some cool stuff. Wow, this is a lot of stuff. Huh. Obviously, Gemini's excited. I'm excited about this. I might go back and actually build this app later if I figure out what the business use case is for it. Hopefully that's not stealing from somebody. By the way, on Gemini, one of the things I really like about it is if I want to keep this for later, and obviously I can get the link back to this conversation, but I can go in here and do export to docs, and you'll see it creates a doc for me in my Google Docs. And so I can just save that there. We'll call it premium form. Now I've got it saved. I can go back later and organize it and put it where I need to find it, so I don't end up with a bunch of documents that are named. What do they put on there? It doesn't have a name yet, and then I can't find it later because I have to dig through 60 docs. Anyways, for now, I'm just going to copy the PRD that it created. It is pretty in-depth. It's got all the attendance systems and everything. So I'm going to tell Firebase, let's not do all of this quite this minute, but let's go back in here and I'm going to give Firebase some instructions. And now that I've got that, I'm going to paste in that really long PRD that we had in there. And by the way, in Firebase, you can add an attachment. So if you've got an image or something, you want to borrow the design of a website, you could put that in there too. It would be great. And I'm sure they'll get there at some point in time. If you could also just attach that Google Doc that we just created from Gemini and put it in there, or just hook up Gemini to have a chat like that and do the PRD for us and then run with it from there. But that's where we're at today. Brand new application. So we're going to prototype that out. It is going to come through here and do ConnectSphere. That's our new app. And so it's listed out some of these items. By the way, in the prompt, I told it just build out the core minimum for us, not the whole thing. And so it's thinking through that, coming up with the items. I told it doesn't have to be functioning either. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with those colors. It did a good job with colors. I'm not very big on design, but I should say that. I love design. I'm not good at it. But let's see what it does as far as building out here. I like the colors. It's nice, cool blues and aquas and everything that are in there. I'm going to go through and build this out. This might take a little while because there was a lot to this app, even on the minimum viable product, non-functioning type thing. So I cut out a bunch of stuff in the middle and a few errors where it had trouble keeping up. I think as the day goes on, it gets busier. It is definitely harder to use the processing power, and so it slows down and needs a little bit of nudging and help. And I'm sure that's just because everybody's on it. It's when it's new. This is what it built for me, which is totally non-working, totally nothing. Actually, it's a menu bar with a couple pieces of information and nothing else. So we're gonna see if we can't prompt it. And I'm using that term as far as like nudging it to do a little bit more. Yes. And all I'm telling it is it doesn't do anything, and I'm gonna try to make it functional for an MVP. Let's see what it builds out from there. Okay, and pretty quickly it came back and I have the profile now. Now I've got John Doe, software engineer. Let's see what the circles do. List your circles will be here, upcoming events, and search. So it definitely did very minimum viable. Let's see here. I think maybe I misled it when I said make it very basic and non-functioning, that we actually just wanted a very, very, very basic. So I've asked it to go back and look at the PRD and build out the pieces that go along with it. Okay, so I hit pause in between just so you got a feel for it. It was less than a minute, maybe a minute and a half. Yeah, I don't know how I go from less than a minute to a minute and a half, but it was not that long, and it took my instructions and came back with this. So now we actually have on the profile page where you put the name, the title, the company bio. That's not bad. And let's see what we got for circles. You get your different circles. You can't do much with them, but you do have your circles and then the upcoming events and then search. I'm just going to ask it, let's build out the circles functionality. Little more. Let's let this one run in real time, okay? So you just have to sit here and look at me. It's building it out. It's doing the refactoring. We talked about all that. I didn't give it any explanation of when I said, let's build it out a little more. I should look at the PRD. Here you go. We got this internal error. I think that is a traffic issue that when there's a lot of people on, but so far, at least when I click try to fix, it fixes and keeps going. So here we go. We see that another problem there, but we see that what it's working on is the circles page. So that's good. It's going the right way. It's still working on the circles page. It's updating the dev TypeScript here so that it's bringing everything in correctly. And now it is done. So you saw that in real time. That's about how long it took to do that iteration. Circles, my circle, suggested circles, and create a circle. It's actually, interestingly enough, it says it's done, but it's still building as we're looking at it. But just with that little bit of nudging and prompting, it's updated to show us what our circles are. Circles it suggests for us. Who knows how it comes up with that? It's not functioning yet. And then if you want to create your own circle, we can add it down there. That's, I think, pretty cool. I like how that looks. So that's recap. Grabbed a little description off of Upwork that didn't have a lot of information, but a little bit at least, and created a PRD, pasted it in here, did a little iterations to get to the app. So I'm going to do, which I think is a nice app, and you can keep iterating and building it out from there. I'm going to go through in some other videos, as I mentioned, about how to really structure up before you get to these no-code apps, how to do the work to get the app that you want to come out the back end. But if you'd like to see those videos, find out more about what we do, make sure you go below and check out other information about our channel. Make sure you hit subscribe and like and get information there. If you're interested in building an AI automation agency or an agency that works with apps that use AI as automation on the back end, down in the link below, in the description, there's a link below. I said that right now, where you can sign up and grab my AI automation agency ebooks, totally free, no hook to it. And you can find out more information about how to build out your own agency. Until next time, when we play with a few more of these, build out a couple more apps, make sure you get into Firebase Studio and check it out and see how you like it.